noticing that, okay, what's 3x plus 4x? And we said, yes, that's beautiful. That's 7x. We realized that x and x squared, they are not like terms, correct? Because what is x squared? What does, right, x squared is x times x. And of course, x cubed is x times x times x. Now, we will end up using these not only to just simplify expressions, and again, you have to trust me, I teach the 11s, the 12s, Oliver, we right here, teach the high levels, and they won't have a question where it's like, simplify this just with indices. It's just within a question, and it's automatic that they have to do it. Like you did back in the day in primary school when you played with fractions, when you were solving for your tests, right, solving your equations, you needed to make sure that the number that you got at the end, it was in the simplest fractional form possible. It wasn't then specifically R. So, indices. Does anyone have another word for indices? Because that's this thing here. That's called the indice, the index, whatever. What else is that called? Exponents, correct. I can charade the other one that you might have heard. And thank you very much for saying muscles, but yeah, it's... And I don't want to talk about the football when we say power. But yes, it was not fail. It was not funny. I was watching it and you could, I swear, like 5-10 minutes before the end of the game, you could almost see that is what was going to happen. I was like, so sad. Anyway, so indices, exponents, power. And if I've got, let's say 5 to the 4, this is this thing here. What's the 5 called? It's not called, yes, it is called 5, but it's got a special name. Oh, it is, no. The power, the indice, the power is, excuse me. To know this thing here, it's all about the base, No trouble, right? Why do we have to name these things? Because a question might ask you, or they might say, the base this, you just have to know the terms, okay? Sweet? I asked you to write down the rules over the weekend. Did we do it? The rules. Some of you have got work to do in a momentito. So, the rules are just shortcuts to help you simplify. And it's not above me to ask you to prove some of the rules. So let's say if I've got x to the 3 times, you probably already know this, times x to the, let's say, 4, what is that going to be? Do we know? It is x to the power of 7. Why? Same 3 plus 4. Right, so x cubed, I think we're on the same wavelength there, is x times x times x. And then you're timesing by x to the 4, which is x times x times x times x. And you can do this, I don't know how many times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it becomes x to the 7. And I can make you do this over and over again. Every time we do it, Eth, we end up going that this number here is these two added together. Yeah? So we end up getting the rule that x to the anything times x to the anything becomes x to the, we add the powers, and that's one of our rules. Yeah? What do you think the rule is for those who didn't copy them down? Who didn't copy them down? Oh, look at all the hands go up. You did? You did, Piper? You're just not putting your hand up. You did copy the rules down? No, then your hand should have gone up. So what do you think the rule is going to be when you times by, when you times by the same base, you add the power? What do you think is going to be if you divide by the same base? What do you think would be logical? Who said, what'd you say? Yes, and guess what? It is. And how can we prove? You don't have to write these, but the blue you will. This you don't have to write. Let's prove the dividing. Give me a power. X to the, keep it small. Let's go power, okay, I might go 6. Power of 6, and I'll go x to the 4 down here. So, do we agree? X to the 6 is x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're dividing by 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what can we do? What's x divided by x? 1. What are we left with? X times x. Oh my goodness. It fits your prediction. Correct. So that actually is T-Roo. What about we'll do the third one and then I'll be quiet and you can just copy your rules down. If you don't know it, what do you think this one will be? This is what I call power to a power. What do you think? Do you know Evie? X times what? A times B. Seems sensible. Let's have a look-see. So, x to the, shall we go 3? X to the 3 to the power of 4. Now, what does it mean to take something to the power of 4? Times it by itself 4 times. So this would be x to the 3 times x to the 3 times x to the 3 times x to the 3. Now, hang on. What do we do when we're timesing by the same base? What do we do to the powers? You add them. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 3. No, I know, you're going 3. 6 plus 3 is 9, then 9 plus 3 is 12. Correct. So, lo and behold, Ethan, confirmed. He knew it all along. It has now been confirmed. Now, do you need me to write A times B? I can just write AB, because everybody knows that's what it means, A times B, correct? So, in your books that you are going to do, you should have done it for homework. It's not really helping your call for no homework tonight, is it? These are all the rules that you have to write down. Psst. Kai, I'm tempted to say, and you have to write all the words as well. Yes, so homework was all you had to do was write this left-hand side. So, timesing by the same base, psh, dividing by the same base. If you just used x, because I used x, you can keep it as x's. A to the m, power to a power, as Ethan has said, agreed. What's this one saying? If you've got 2 in a bracket, everything in the bracket gets the power. Do we need to prove that one? No. Trust me. Fraction, top and bottom get it. And anything to the power of 0 is 1. That's a really important one to remember. So your job is, I will be quiet. I might just call people up to have a chat about their tests. Shh. You are going to work your way through 2B1. If you get it wrong, come up and see me. Love you. Question. Yeah. That's okay. So if you haven't written the rules down, don't worry. Just wait for a moment. You'll see it's not that bad. Please watch this way, because I would hate to say to you next lesson, now go and do them all over again. So in your book, you will write exercise, what was it? 2B or not 2B, right? 2B1. And yes, you will be writing this. Everything in the book. You got 1A, 5 to the 4 times 5 to the 2. You will refrain from saying 5 5s are 25. No, 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 no. You've got the same base, so we keep the base. And when you're timesing by the same base, what do we do to the powers? We add them, so we go 4 times 2, 6. Our job is done here. Right? B. 6 to the 5 times 6 to the 6. Shh. I'm moving you boys in a minute. All right, no talking. Is it the same base? Yes, you keep the base. What do we do to the powers? Plus them. Our job is done. If you want to, check the solutions after you've done a couple. What about G? Actually, let's carry on. What about C? I've got A, hang on, times A to the 5. Are they the same base? Yes. So keep the base. Shh. I've got a few people who want to come and run the lesson. Feel free, so stop talking. Hello, Lucas. Why is it 6? Right, there's nothing there, but technically you know it's a 1. Well done. Well done, banana peel. All right? When it comes to some of these, if you don't know, put something down, guess, and then go and check your answers and go, oh, it was right or it's not. Huh, why was that answer so? If you don't know why, I'm on the call. They don't take long, do they? So you're going to get up to whatever you get up to, but the amount of chatter going on, I'm not that impressed with it. Can I just ask you though, looking this way, unplug please. No headphones. So when we look at this one, hello, everyone looking here. So we've got 2 to the 9. Don't make me ask again. Even if you've done this, people I know have done it are still giving me the courtesy and are looking this way. So 2 to the 9 squared. We've got a power to a power, so we keep that 2. And we say 9 times 2 is 18. Does anyone want to have a guess what 2 to the 18 is? You got 2 to the 1. Now 2 squared is double, so we go 4. 2 cubed will then be double that, 8. 2 to the 4 is double that, 16. 2 to the 5, 32, and so on. So anyone want to have a quick guess what 2 to the 18 is? It's a big number. So that's one of the reasons we want to use and start using indices, is it's a shortcut. We don't have to write that down, right? What about 2 to the 20? Yowza. So, spot check. Everybody make a decision, right? If you had the choice, I would give you $1 million right now, right here, right now. Or I give you 1 cent today, I double it tomorrow, I double that the next day, I double that the next day, I do that for the whole month. What would you prefer? Million. You want the million? Cents. You want the cents? You get like $100. You get $100. So let's have a look. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. So today I give you 1 cent. Tomorrow I give you 2 cents. I'm giving you now 4. I'm giving you, and so on. So this is 2 to the 4. This will now be 2 to the 5. This will now be 2 to the 7. So what's the connect? Oops, 2 to the 6. What's the connection? 7, 6, 8 to the 7. So on day 31, you will have 2 to the 30. So what's 2 to the 30? 2 to the 30. That cents, divide by 100. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 10 million. 737. So those who wanted the 1 million now, you said bye-bye to $9 million. Right, so with 5 treat numbers as per normal, and you can do it in any order. So people who are still talking, that is not helping the cause. So have a go and check if you're getting 2, 3 wrong in a row. Well, down tools, but then go on to number 6. So if we have a look at this, this is technically 3 times c squared times 5 times c cubed, and you can times in any order. So it means you can put the numbers together. Excuse me, watching. You can put the numbers together and this becomes 15. And c times c, right? Same base. What do we do to the powers? Add them, so it'll be c to the 5. And do you need that times? No, you don't. People, I'm going to ask for the last time. I'll save this. Pay attention, because I only want to say this once. And I want you to have a go at this. What does prime mean? A number that can only be divided by itself and 1. Okay, so your prime numbers, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. So we want to write 16 as one of these to a power. Which one? Could we possibly write 7 to the something to get 16? There's no way. I do this to you. And I'm waiting now for Aston because he's not looking this way. Why am I doing that to you? 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So this becomes 2 to the 4. Wait. 27. Which of these do you think it's going to be for 27? 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So that becomes 3 cubed. Like, think about it. Sensible. I'll make you unpack. Seriously. Oh, okay. It's 3 3. Wait. 9 cubed. What you have to do is look at the 9. What is 9 in terms of 3? It's 3 squared. Do you agree? But then you're cubing it. So now what happens when you've got a power to a power? You times, well done, Rye. You times it, so that becomes 3 to the 6, right? Because 9's not prime. So have a go, please, up to and including 6. If you want to go further, please do so. Love you. Goodbye.